Hi everyone, and welcome to Virtual Mat. Today we're going to focus on the IT band, or the iliotibial band. I think it's a pretty common problem in runners and hikers and people that do any repetitive motion. So I have a friend in Texas, hi Raymond, who's having really bad pain. So we're going to stretch that a lot today. I don't know what that sound was. We'll stretch that a lot today, and also just do some good ab work, some hip opening. So welcome, let's lie on down. So to get there, I like to do a really nice roll back, and you can just sit with your hands behind your knees, and let's start sitting up tall. Inhaling to get a little taller, pressing the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Exhale. Let's be here a few times. On the exhale, I'm going to start rounding my spine, flexing it, not collapsing into it, but rounding just a little bit after strongly engaged. And then we'll roll back. Could you mute Miss Ursula?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I just don't want to get back up. All right, so find a nice scoop. And imagine that you're trying to get your sacrum, that bony bit at the bottom of the back. Imagine that you're trying to get that down, but keep your chest upright. And let's breathe here a little bit. So we're engaged, scooping the belly deeply and breathing into the back. Let's breathe here a minute. And on my next exhale, I'm going to lower down a couple more vertebrae. And I'm just trying to find the work in the sides of my tummy. Roll down another one. All right, last one. So this feeling here is the feeling that we're going to try to achieve and call the scoop. It's where the transverse abdominis is tightly activated. And now let's just roll down. Let's stretch our arms overhead and legs out long and just take a big good morning stretch. Nothing fancy to do here. I'm going to go sideways, cross my right foot over my left, squeeze my inner thighs, and stretch sideways like a banana. And then I'll unfold. Let's do the other side. Cross the left foot over right. The left hand will grab the right and stretch your left side. I'm pressing into my left waist, pressing into my right waist. And then let's unfold. One more each side. Cross for, if you have the IT band problem, let's go ahead and try and internally rotate your foot as you bring it across your body. And then just do a side bend. Pulling my right side long, shortening my left. And then come center. Find your scoop. And let's cross. Squeeze inner thighs. Reach your top leg longer than your bottom. Activate your scoop. And let's come back center. All right, press your heels into the mat and drag them back up. Try not to drag your mat with you. Drag them back up till your feet are flat and your knees are bent. And let's just go into a little rib cage arm. Hands to the ceiling, fingers long and together, everything in line. Find your scoop. So find that connection between the hip bone and the bottom of the rib cage on the side, and then flatten your whole back to the mat. This might be counterintuitive to what you've heard in Pilates class before about neutral spine, but if you'll just try that activation, that's how we're going to work today. So trying to keep the whole back to the mat and the scoop, abs engaged. Let's inhale and reach our arms back as far as they'll go without letting your back come up. Yeah? So scoop. And then let's just swing the arms like they're a trapeze bar overhead and down. Just to open up the shoulders. As you reach up, also try not to let your shoulders come up around your ears. If you're scooping, they'll be away from your ears. And let's just move there a little bit. I do this exercise every day because I'm tight-chested. And it also teaches our arms to move independently of the spine. So the arms are actually making very little effort. What we're doing is teaching this to be strong so that our extremities can move effortlessly. Last one. All right, let's bring your hands behind your head, just at the nape of the neck. Let's inhale, exhale to scoop, roll back on the mat. Inhale to keep it, and then exhale to lengthen out the top of your head and lift up into your knot and curl. And then let's unfold, getting longer, but keeping your ribs knit together, keeping the transverse pressing down. Let's do 8 of those. Inhale, exhale to curl up, and inhale to unroll, and exhale to curl up, and inhale to unroll. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Let's stay up now and bring your arms parallel to the mat and reaching. And let's go into our 100. So you pump the arms. The harder you pump, the more of a challenge it is for your abdominals. And then you inhale for 5 pumps. And then you exhale for 5. I always try to remember to put an apple under my chin too. So there's length in the neck. And we're really trying to take the weight of the head into the powerhouse. Just a few more sets here. Option to bring the legs up to table. And then bend your knees if they're up, arms to the ceiling, lower the head. Set your feet down, reach your arms over. All right, we're gonna go into the roll up. So I'll start with the simpler version. I just like to get through the first, 8 or 10 classical exercises and then vary from there. So if you're not familiar with the classical, bear with me. For the roll up, we inhale and then exhale, come up to your 100 position. And if you need to, grab the back of your thighs and walk up. Staying scooped the whole time. When you get to the top, stretch your legs out, arms parallel to legs, and then scoop the belly as you reach over. Imagine this part of your back going up a wall, away behind you. And then you can roll back. If you've got bent knees, you would bend them again here and do your roll up again, but I'm gonna do a full roll up. So let's find the scoop of the belly. Let's find the shoulders attaching to the belly from back to front. And a squeeze of the inner thighs. And a reach of the heels. Take an inhale to prepare. And exhale to roll up. Knees bent if you need it. No shame in a bent knee. And then roll back. Let's do 4 more. Get a nice hammy stretch there and then reach forward, but don't tip your pelvis forward. You're actually pulling your pelvis, hip bones back. That's the scoop. As you reach forward to the crown of your head. And then roll, roll, roll on back. And a few more. Last 2. Last one. And lengthen your spine down to the mat. I've scooted back, which always happens when I do roll-ups. So I'm gonna scoot on forward. And now let's cross our feet. Yes, and then try to internally rotate the feet. So I don't know if you can see what my feet are doing, but I'm actually trying to internally rotate both of them. And here's where we're getting into some IT band. So rolling the legs towards each other. We're gonna try to do a roll up that way. And I don't even have IT band problems, but I just felt it. Let's just do 3 with the feet crossed. Really squeezing the inner thighs to try and rotate internally so that you can get at the outside of that band. All right, and now let's cross the other foot on top. Internally rotate, squeeze it together. Oh, that one was hard. Very interesting. And just 2 more. You can internally rotate more as you come up. And last one. Awesome. Lie on your back. Let's pull one knee into your chest. Give it a hug. I'm gonna bring mine to my outside shoulder and then bring it across to your opposite shoulder. And then as your piriformis, IT band, all that can handle, start to straighten your leg just a little bit. You'll get a little more leverage, so it's a little more weighted and more of a stretch. If you can straighten your leg all the way, then again, let's try to internally rotate. And then bend your knee. Bring it back to the opposite shoulder. And the same. I'm feeling my hip flexors today. Pull your knee into your chest. So here you might even get a hip flexor stretch on the straight leg. Let's bring it over to opposite shoulder. Or no, we did outside shoulder first. So open it up. Get the inner thigh. And then bring it across opposite shoulder. Pressing the knee toward the ground and reaching it for the shoulder. And then start to straighten the leg. I'm going to bring my other hand for support. And just find a place where you get a nice stretch. And we're going to go into leg circles. So first, let's do a little strengthening the internal and external rotators with your feet bent, or sorry, knees bent, feet flat. Bring your right knee into your chest again. Hold behind your thigh, and then reach your leg up straight. So even if your leg has to be way down here to be straight, let's do that. And then let's just, with a relaxed foot, ballerina feet don't want to. Let's rotate from the head of the femur to turn your toes into your body and out. And in and out. We're gonna do this for a good little minute here. I'm gonna lower my leg. And if you need the assistance of a strap, absolutely, you know? So you can do this here. You can do it with a flexed foot. For me, I prefer a long foot, but I don't have IT band issues. I imagine you feel it a little more with a flexed foot. And we'll just go back and forth here. You don't need the strap. And you'll start to feel this muscle. That's your external rotator. And then you'll start to feel back in here for your internal rotators. Just keep twisting it. In and out. I forgot my scoop. We're supposed to always keep the belly engaged when we're doing Pilates. All right, and then for folks with IT band issues, you can keep your bottom leg bent. Or if your hip flexors have the space, send your bottom leg out. And then just lift your head and make sure that the inside of your heel is even with the center line of your body or your spine. So we don't want it way out here. I want it in my center line. Oh look, my inner thighs are working now, yeah? So we're gonna do one leg circles, relaxed foot and parallel today. We almost always do them with an external rotation. So just have your toes perfectly square, facing front. Press your bottom heel into the ground, whether it's bent or straight. And let's go across the body. And then ankle to ankle. And then out to the side, scoop more, and bring it back up. We're gonna do 5 this direction. Find your scoop. We're using the abdominals to solidify the trunk, to glue your spine to the mat. Let's last one this direction so that the leg can move freely. Less work in the leg. And now let's reverse direction. Open out. Scoop the belly as you bring it down, around, and up. And open. Scoop. Down, around, and up. Let's go for 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And now take your opposite hand, bring it behind your knee, and stretch it towards your opposite shoulder again. All right, shoot that leg out along the mat. Pull the other one in. I'm gonna try to stay parallel. My body sure doesn't want to. Let's bring that leg up. Let's do a little stretch to the face. And let's do our internal, external rotation. So I'm gonna go flexed foot on this side. And I think we did about 8 times on the other side. I just did it until it burned. So we'll just go, feeling the rectus femoris for turn up. And then, oh, turn it in. For me, turning in is just parallel because I exist in turn up. All right, last 2. And last 1. And then relax the foot. Check to make sure your other heel is in the center line and pressing into the mat. And let's go across the body. Keep the sacrum on the ground as long as you can. We can actually let it come up just a little, as long as you're scooped and your shoulders are both on the ground. And up. We'll do 5 more this direction. Yeah, trying to remember to internally rotate as I go across my body is very hard. So keep focusing on that. Last one this direction. And now let's reverse. Open it out. This side has to work a little harder. Ankle to ankle, across. There's your IT band stretch and circle. And then hug your knee to your opposite shoulder. Stretch there for 1 moment while I let my dog in. Still. Come on. I'm gonna have a little Pilates helper. All right, come out of your stretch here. Let's do a good roll up, knees bent or legs straight. Exhale, roll up. All right, and let's just real quick do this one. So pull one heel to your seat this way, cross the other leg over the top, and the more you pull this foot back, the more stretchy it is. And then wrap your other arm around. Don't let your sit bone be on your heel. Get both sit bones down, and then find upright. Maybe you're sitting against a wall or a pole. And I'm gonna exhale, rotate more. Inhale, I'm gonna come out of it. So I'm trying to relax this hip. If you can't get into this position, P.S., you can do it this way. Should have said that first. Do one more. All right, and then I'm gonna do the other side. And then we're gonna go into an ab series. Relax that hip. So when I rotate, I feel that side of my body twisting me in that direction. See if you can find that. I'm going to go into the more advanced version, see if I can get a little more. All right. For the abs series, let's start with single leg stretch. We're going to do it a little different today. So just pull your right knee, right hand holds right ankle. And what we're going to try to do is find our scoop here. And then we're going to rock back with control onto your back and stretch and come up. And we want to come up without hoisting, without lifting your chin and pulling yourself up. It's a deep transverse scoop. So find your scoop sitting. And then we're going to roll back. We're going to switch and roll it. So yeah, I did kick my knee out a little bit to get there, but okay. And then we go back again. Go back, switch, roll up, and roll back, and switch, and roll up, and roll back, and switch, and roll up. This is the last one like this, roll back. And switch and roll up. Now we'll roll back and let's just switch the legs 5 times. Ready? Find your scoop, roll back, and let's switch and switch and switch and switch for 2 and 1. Hug both knees, keep your chin down. If you've never done rolling like a ball, just roll to your side and sit up. But if you're familiar with rolling like a ball, hold your shins or behind your thighs. Let's rock and roll up. Fun. All right, for double leg stretch, find your scoop like we did at the beginning. And let's do our slow scoop back. I've got my sit bones pulling toward each other. My belly scooping, scooping. Get your sacrum down. Bring your knees with you. Keep your head up. And then let's reach the arms and legs out. And circle your arms around to grab your ankles. And arms and legs out. And pull it in. Find your scoop. Find your hold back on the mat. When you pull your knees in, don't let your tail curl up. This should stay down. And out. And scoop. And out. And scoop. The higher your legs are, the easier. The lower your legs are, the harder. This is obviously not my strongest exercise. Let's do 2 more. Just think about symmetry. And let's set our head down. Pull both knees into your chest. And now you can use your low abs to curl your tail. Press the middle of your back into the mat. Just let that stretch. Open up your low back. All right, for single straight leg stretch, we're gonna do it a lot like we did the single bent leg stretch. So come up to your rolling like a ball, find your scoop. Let's rock and roll. A nice controlled scoop to come up. So for single leg stretch, hold your right ankle or thigh or whatever you can do. If this is how you have to do it, then that's fine. So we would roll back. Your head is up. Pull, pull. Nice stretch. The other leg is floating above the mat. And switch. And now let's see if we can roll up from here. Oh, that was hard. All right. And then find your scoop. And roll back. We're not going to do very many of these because it's very hard. And stretch, scoop, chin to chest, roll up. And then we're gonna switch and roll back and switch. I think I've done something wrong. I feel like I only came up on this side once. Dyslexia. All right, great. Now let's just roll onto our back. Pull your knees in. Let's give them a hug. Let's send them straight up to the ceiling. Let's externally and then internally rotate. Stay internally rotated. And with your head down, let's go into a scissor here. Scissor and scissor and scissor. The transverse is working to keep my spine steady and my whole back on the mat. And then let's bend both knees in. Let's go right to obliques. We're gonna leave out double leg lower lift today. So just bring your legs to table. Put your hands behind your head. Lift your head. Pull one knee in and bring the opposite shoulder to it. Look behind you and hold. And switch. Look at your back elbow. Try and get your shoulders up and switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Pull your knees in, lower your head. I felt that. And we'll go into spine stretch forward. Feet on the mat, hands to the ceiling, or grab the backs of your thighs to roll up. And we'll go to spine stretch forward. It's a whole lot like the roll up, but your feet are just gonna be mat width. And then today, we're gonna internally rotate them. So we sit up tall, squeeze everything. The inner thighs are squeezing and lifting into my low abdominals. My shoulders are attached onto my back. I'm reaching out the crown of my head. And then again, the low part of your back is gonna stay against a wall and slide up that wall as you exhale and round forward and inhale to restack. Internal rotation. 4 more. And 1. All right, let's do another IT band stretch. Just cross one foot on top of the other now and look behind you. I'm gonna try to get a little more stretch out of it. All right, bend the knee. Let's go again, twisty. And then if you can, if this is available to you today, let's hold the outside of the foot with the opposite leg. Yeah, stretchy. All right, and then cross your left foot. Let's just rotate. And then bend the knee, hold it with the opposite hand, and rotate. And then if it's available to you, hold your shin or the outside of your foot with your opposite arm. Really keep your scoop so you're not sinking into yourself. Lift up tall. And pull it away. All right. We're not gonna do open leg rocker today. Let's go right into corkscrew. All right, lie on your back. Pull your knees in. Send both legs up to the ceiling. And we'll go parallel today. Again, I'm gonna try and soften my knees, reach my legs out to a point where I really feel an activation of the transverse. And then reach both legs to one side. You can let the sacrum come up just a little. Around other side and center. Gotta open them out a little. So to the other side, down side, and center. Corkscrew. Keep going. So if you don't feel work in your waist on either side of your belly button, that's what we're looking for. You might be feeling this in your neck, straining to compensate for your abdominals. Your shoulders might be trying to compensate. Just try to have a nice scoop and stir the air like a soup pot. This is the last one. All right, let's rock up to sitting. You can bend your knees and rock up. You can put your feet flat and roll up. I'm gonna roll up to sitting. A little bit of a teaser. And let's go into saw. So again, let's turn the feet in. Sit tall, and then exhale to twist. So your other hip, if I'm going to the right, my left hip is gonna pull back the other way. And then inhale to the center, twist to the left, right hip bone pulls back, and inhale center. Now let's add the reach. Exhale, reach pinky finger for pinky toe, back arm you look at, and then inhale up. Twist and reach, and inhale and twist. And last one each side. That feels so good to me. We're just trying to teach rotation without, collapsing into yourself. Okay, swan. We're gonna lie on our tummies now. Roll back. Flip over. With your hands under your shoulders and your forehead down. Have a nice long back of your neck. And again, I'm gonna try to keep my feet parallel and together. If your lower back hurts at all, separate your feet, okay? Hands under the shoulders, and then press your elbows down to the mat, down to your hips, and then find your scoop. So my belly button wouldn't be touching, except for skin and muscle and other stuff. All right, let's just press the elbows back and just reach out the crown of the head. Keep looking at the mat, and let's lift the back of the head up to the ceiling and then right back down. So you're looking straight down. Press your elbows back, lift the back of your head up to the ceiling, and then lower down. So when I come up, I'm even feeling my glutes. Like there's so much involved in extension, So let's just keep going. See how much you can lift your inner thighs, scoop your abs, and just lift the head, looking straight down. Let's do a few more. And last one. Now let's bring your arms out to goalpost. So my elbows are straight out to the sides for my shoulders. And then my elbows are bent and my palms are about even with the top of my head. Press your elbows into the ground and away from each other. And now just lift your hands, pressing the elbows into the floor. And then come down. And here you'll hopefully feel a little activation between the shoulder blades. And wake up those recruitment muscles. We always want our arms to move from the back. Let's lift them 2 more times, pressing the elbows out away from each other, the shoulders down to the hips, the inner thighs up into the abdominals, and relax. And 2 more. Last one. All right, challenge continues. Reach your arms straight out to the side with your palms pressing down. See if you can find the feeling you felt when your elbows were pressing down and your hands were lifting up. So on an exhale, pull your arms up and your shoulders down your back. And let's try to lift the arms as high as we can with palms facing the floor. And then circle them, bring them down by your hips and slide them along the floor back to starting position. Arms straight out to the side. Scoop the belly, float the arms. Circle them up and back towards your legs. Set them on the mat and slide them up. 2 more. Squeeze the shoulder blades, scoop the belly, open your chest, circle around, and slide them up. So if we're on arm springs on the tower, this would be sort of like flying eagle. Now leave your hands down by your hips. Float your hands from here. Circle your hands out to the side. Set them down and sweep them down to your hips. Float them. Open your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together in the back. Palms face the ground the whole time. Set them down. Slide them down to your hips. This is the last one. Lift them up. As high as you can go, keeping the arms straight and the palms facing the ground. Set them down. All right. Quad stretch. Just bend your right knee. You can turn your head to one side now. And just stretch your quad. So again, you can pull the heel outside your body. Or you can pull the heel across your opposite bun. And when I pull it across to my opposite bun, I'm thinking of sending my knee away from my hip. That feels good. All right, and then let's stretch the other one. You can flip your head the other side. We'll just take 20, 30 seconds and I'll not talk because I'll be facing away now. Okay, I just want to do a little bit more prone work. Let's put your forehead back down. Let's open the feet mat width and shoot the arms overhead now. So just try to have the whole top of your foot on the ground for this one. We're not going to externally rotate. Normally we would. Reach your right leg out as long as you can. Scoop your belly and float your right leg up with your hip bone staying on the ground, your belly scooped, and then set it down. Now left leg goes up. It's all glute and right. It's not true. It's not all glute. Actually, I'm pulling my pubic bone toward the bottom of my ribs in the front as my leg goes up. And that'll keep your back from taking too much stress. Just alternate there. Strengthening the hips, the glutes. Keep switching. Booty on fire. Last one each side. Last one. And now we'll lift the forehead again, looking right down at the mat. You can keep your feet down, and let's lift the right arm and the left arm. And the right arm and the left arm. Let's do 2 more each side. And lower the head. And now we'll go into full swimming, or if you'd like, you can keep your head down. It'll be opposite arm and leg. So we'll start with the head down. Lift your right arm and left leg. Lift your left arm and right leg, trying to make space between the ears and shoulders. And you can keep going that way, or you can leave it up, lift your head, and then just alternate in the air. Let's just swim for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Now it's time for a rest position. Press up, hips over heels. Round your back. And then bring your hips down to your heels and round over your knees. If you can get the crown of your head on the ground, superb. Still lifting my abs into the middle of my back. All right, let's come up to standing. Just a couple more things here today. Okay. Let's cross the feet. Oh, you can't see my head, but that's fine. Cross your feet and bring them together. And let's just do a normal roll down. So bring your chin to your chest. Scoop the belly. Pelvis stays upright as long as possible. And you can put your hands on the ground, super duper. Take a minute to stretch there, but keep your abs lifted, not pushing out. And then let's roll back up. It's hard to balance. Woo! And then switch feet. All right, I'm gonna try to turn in a little more and roll down my spine, bone by bone. Oh, there it is. And then roll up your spine, bone by bone. Whichever foot is behind, raise that arm and just side bend. And come up. Whichever foot is behind, step it behind you, but with your feet crossed. And now let's side bend again. You can also rotate towards the foot. Hello. Stop talking. Start concentrating. Jen. Boy. All right. And then cross that foot. Other foot and back now. So my right foot's in back. My right arm's going to come up. And stretch. Keep this in. And come up. And then cross the foot behind. Same arm as leg behind, goes up. And you can bend your front knee if you need a little more. And come out. Let's stand in a Pilates V. And back up so you can see my head. All right, and let's just do ribcage arms standing. So find your scoop. Yes. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Arms lift with no effort, without affecting the shape of the spine. 2 more times. Last one. Let's do a side bend here. And a side bend here. And come center. Flex forward, just the thoracic, like you're gonna go into the 100. And come up. And that's all for today, ladies.